Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video. And well, if you look at the Hearthstone subreddit, you look all across Twitter, people are pretty annoyed. We haven't had a balance patch in Hearthstone for over a month with a meta that a lot of people find pretty undesirable, especially like High Legend. It's all Rogue, all Demon Hunter. Well, Blizzard has finally provided an update. We don't have specific nerfs yet, but we have a timeline and we have something we don't get a lot from Blizzard. Like at all. An apology and also an action to kind of try and avoid this going forward, because even they don't see this as great. I also have an update on the Heroic Brawl. The rules have been updated to basically make that portrait that's locked behind it a little bit better. We'll talk about the Brawl. I'm gonna have a whole video about it, how even though with this change it's not worth it, but we will go into the details of that, as well as I kind of have a good idea of when the mini set should be dropping, and I just thought we'd speculate over that date, because that's not really worth its own video, and I have a pretty darn good idea when it's gonna come out. If you enjoy the content on the channel, of course, and you feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit the sub button down below, give the video a like, it helps the channel out a ton. So yeah, this is a meme off the subreddit of basically Blizzard right now giving Battlegrounds some love with the patch. Standards drowning, arena has been atrocious. We've gone over a lot of that, but you can see the Hearthstone ladder, top legend, it's just Rogue, Demon Hunter, Shock Spitter Hunter, not a ton of fun. You look at the meta here, and in particular, you look at arena, it's still just Death Knight, Duels, Death Knight, Warlock. It's not a lot of fun in a lot of the modes right now, and it's been like since mid-December since we had an update. And well, Aleko Gariko went onto Twitter and gave a pretty unprecedented announcement, or at least an update, and I really applaud them for this. This is the kind of stuff I love to see. Well, so let's go over what he says. He is the lead, he's in charge of balance on the team and all of that. He says, "Hey everyone, I know a lot of you have been asking about standard balance changes. We're putting together a pretty big patch. Like I said, I have a feeling it's going to be one of the biggest we've seen in a long time, for less than a week from now." So that, to me, that indicates next week we should see a patch, which is what most people are expecting, and that's great, because I mean, we really need it. We need it. It's pretty brutal. But this is where I really applaud them here, because instead of just saying this, they also say, "In all honesty, I wish we could have shipped this patch a little sooner. The holiday break pushed our patch schedule, but the meta doesn't take a holiday. So I emphasize with the players who feel like this patch is coming late. Though I can't promise anything right now, we're chatting as a team if we can adjust our patch cadence next holiday break." So I don't know if that means like next Christmas all the way next year, or like, I don't know if they have a holiday break for like Easter or, you know, the 4th of July, something like that, but still, they want to make it better so this doesn't happen. Hope you all enjoy the upcoming patch. So we don't have obviously the nerfs and all that stuff. We've already done our predictions. You want to check out that video, it's a few days ago, but them actively saying basically, we kind of messed up, you know, this is too late, this is not really acceptable. Even we see that. Them owning up to it, I think, is a big deal, and I hope that, you know, going forward that this is avoided, because this just it's not been a lot of fun for a lot of people across a bunch of different modes, and it's good to hear. So we should have a balance patch next week, and of course, I don't know, whenever they make the announcement of what the stuff is, I will let you guys know, and we'll go over everything, but at least we know it's coming. It's within a week, and again, they at least apologize for it, and not only that, but they're looking to improve things going forward. And outside of just getting a patch earlier and, you know, avoiding this whole thing, that's the best thing we could possibly hope for in this situation, so that's really good. The other big issue, there's been a lot of controversy, I like to mispronounce that word for no reason, about the Heroic Brawliseum. You guys know how I feel about it. I am going to have a video again about how you should not enter it. But Bunny Hopper, the reigning world champion, tweeted this out saying, "I would really appreciate it if this could get changed to play 3 games instead. Those that are getting less than 3 wins in a run are already bleeding a lot of value in the Tavern Brawl and should likely have never entered it." This is in regards to the portrait, the first ever female Death Knight portrait that is currently paywalled in the Heroic Brawl, which is fine. You could charge money for a portrait. I don't think people have a big issue with that. It's about tying it to winning 3 wins in one run, which on average 50% of people won't do, and you know, that feels really bad, and you might fail again and again and again. Like, it's really not that easy. I've had plenty of runs, less than 3 wins, and I'm okay at the game. I've hit rank 1 legend. I've also had 12 win runs and all of that. But regardless, that's kind of an issue. So he's saying to just play the games. You play 3, it's like your entrance fee. You get it. That would be great. And he does say on plus side, they gave everyone a free pack. That's great. That's a net positive, that even if you don't participate in the Heroic Brawl, at least you're not missing out on your pack anymore. You'll be able to get that pack by just winning a game in any mode once this Heroic Brawl is going on. He follows up by saying, I already feel quite bad emotionally when playing against people that have basic cards, like a Direwolf Alpha, which I have faced basic decks plenty of time playing this Heroic Brawl. It feels awful. You know you're just beating a total noob that I would never have a shot at winning. They had no idea what they were getting into. It feels awful. And the fact that people are going to be more likely to do that because this portrait is in there, that's kind of a feels bad thing. Because yeah, he says most likely didn't realize they get paired with just anyone and are soon short of gold for the mini set. That's why I don't play it. So that was out there. I saw a post from like Jay Alexander. We got my post. Martian made a video talking about how he likes the Brawl. And as a content creator, it is great. It's a competitive mode. The rank is too high. We'll go into the details of that. But even he suggested, like, you know, you play 6 games or something and you're given it. So maybe it takes 2 runs, but at the very least 2 runs, you'll get it. So there was a change made. If you go to the patch notes, which you have to scroll all the way down here because they're really not hiding this reward structure whatsoever. You got to go all the way down here. And yes, you will note this is also really, you know, come on, correction. This is not a correction. There was no way they originally intended this. I got blocked on Twitter by Celestalon again for just even bringing up the rewards track. But he said, it says here, correction, the Ghoul Queen Scarlet Skin Legendary Quest will require 3 wins in the Heroic Brawl across all runs, not necessarily in the same run. This is not a correction. This is an update. I'm sorry. It's not a correction. But yes, you now will get a heroic, you'll get the skin for 3 wins over all the runs. But let's say you go 0-3 and 0-3 and 0-3 and 0-3, you're down all that gold or whatever the money if you spent. And the mini set, which we'll talk about in a second, will be announced right after. They always do it right after. So yeah, it's better. I still think it sucks. I still think it's worse. Like, yeah, it's better than something that was bad, but it's still bad. Like, it's still like, it's still probably going to take on average for, I think it's still on average for most people, 50% of the time will cost 2,000 gold to get this portrait. And they will get like a couple packs to go with it. So if it's worth 2,000 gold to you, I guess, like, that's fine if you really want that portrait, but I'm still not going to recommend it. And I will go into the math of the Heroic Brawl way closer to when the Brawl comes out. I want you guys to see it as close to the Brawl coming out as possible, so you don't forget. And also just to try and, you know, maximize the awareness of it, because basically it's a 30% rake. Blizzard takes about 30% of total gold on average. It's insanely lopsided towards the house. It's a scam, effectively. Like, casinos don't take that much, and that's like real life money. And yeah, so it's pretty bad. Still can't recommend it. This is better, but I'm sorry, it's still not very good. But regardless, I want to also go into when that mini set should be coming out. If you look at the 24.2 balance patch, which had the last Heroic Brawliseum, which, you know, goes on right before the mini set, it went from September 14th to the 21st. And the prior Heroic Brawl from 23.2, also, that one got delayed a week. That one got messed up because of a balance patch. So the mini set got announced as that Brawliseum was going on. That one got announced the week of because it was supposed to be the week after. And this Brawliseum, the one on the September 14th, went to the 21st. Well, Mon Disorder got announced on the 22nd, the day after. I expect this to be true, the exact same as basically the last 2 Heroic Brawls. Basically, it's going to be from February 1st. It's going to go to the 8th. The mini set will almost certainly be announced on the 9th. We'll get reveals starting on the 9th, 10th, 11th, probably wrap up by the 12th. The mini set will either be out on the 13th or 14th. I can almost guarantee you that. Falls in line with one of the mini sets that came out mid-February as well. I would anticipate February 14th is when the mini set will come out, Valentine's Day. Try and hold on to your gold. Don't go into the Heroic Brawl, but again, we'll have a video on that when we get closer to it. So again, that's the update so far. I'll let you guys know as soon as I know what the balance changes will be. But again, shout out to Aleko for putting this tweet out there, showing a little bit of humility, some honesty, and some really good communication, and I really appreciate that. And I am excited to see what the next patch is. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.